selfish to find happiness, not only for ourselves, but to improve our community. We have one final speaker for you tonight. Jeremy will be speaking on the world's a stage and deserves to see you following your heart, not in passive acceptance. Be bold. Put your hands together for Jeremy, please.
World Speech Day. Building a better world. A better community at LCC. But where does that all start? Just like she said, it starts with you. It starts with you not accepting the passive life that's been given to you and finding a way to create the life of your dreams. The world deserves to see you on fire. I'll ask you this. Name your favorite teacher. Name the person that you think that you want to be like someday. And I guarantee you it has nothing to do with how good they are at their job. I guarantee you it has nothing to do with how much they make. I guarantee you it has every single thing to do with the person that they are and the way they make you feel because they were fired up about their life. Some people say, I want to be a math teacher someday. And I guarantee if I ask them why, it's because in the 7th grade, they had a guy named Mr. Dobie, who was the most amazing math teacher. And he got so fired up every single time he draws something on the board that he explained it to you. And you saw an opportunity, you saw an example of what you could be like. Someone who was happy, someone who was fulfilled, with good relationships, with good kids. Because they were all following his example. And the question is, who am I? Who am I to stand on a stage and to tell people like, oh, this is how you should live your life? I'm someone who's in the fight. I'm someone that has a fire inside of me that I'm letting burn to where I was afraid to go stand on the pond a week ago because I was afraid I'd melt through. When you go to sleep every single night and you're so grateful that you literally can almost cry yourself to sleep because you're that happy, how many of you can say that you've lived a day like that? Much less a week. It's the most amazing feeling in the world, but it comes when you're going. It comes when you're out. And the best thing is I'm not a CEO. I'm not happy because I have $1 million in the bank. I'm not happy because I have the most amazing relationships and I've lived a life that you look at and go, it's easy for you to be happy, Will Smith. It's easy for you to be happy, Oprah Winfrey. You guys have the life. You have everything you need. It's easy for you to say, I'm in the fight. I've been in the fight for 2 years. So I can relate to where every single one of you are. But I can also relate to where I'm going. Because I love the journey so much, I don't care. I'm following my heart. Every time my heart ticks and skips a beat and says, oh, maybe you shouldn't go speak on that stage. Guess what you need to do? You need to go speak on the stage. When your heart ticks because somebody famous walks in the room, you're like, oh my God, that guy's so famous. Why don't you go talk to him? At some point in his life, he was just like you. He had the same life, the same money, and it could have been worse. A lot of times it was worse. The most blessed people in our lives are people that were raped when they were 14, and they said, I'm never going to let someone feel alone, ever. Those are the best people in the world, the ones we all look up to. They had a life where they were living out of their car, and they wrote themselves a check for $10 million 5 years in the future for acting services rendered. Jim Carrey. I know you guys see these videos. You've seen every speech you ever need to hear, but you're still passive. You don't listen to your heart. You've tuned it out. So what are the 3 steps? What are the 3 things that you need to do to where you're literally going to bed every single night, and every single night it's like Christmas. It's hard to go to sleep. I am one of the only people in the world that hate vacations. I hate Christmas. I hate Thanksgiving. You know why? Because it's the only days of the year where people go, man, so I can go back to work tomorrow? Man, how many more days is it until next year's Thanksgiving? So I get to hang out with my family and do what I want to do. Feel the way I want to feel. People will be in Hawaii and they'll be like, man, I'm missing it already and I haven't even left. Because they're going back to a life that they've accepted. passively accept it instead of a life that they're creating. So what are the 3 steps? Step number 1, you got to go away. You got to get away from everyone, your family, friends, everybody. I want you to get a hotel somewhere. It could be 5 miles from your house, but don't tell anybody where you're going. And I want you to go there for 2 days. Maybe it's in the forest. Maybe it's a beautiful view and at the beach. Whatever it is, don't tell a soul where you're going. And go there, and I want you to spend 2 days. And I want you to spend time in thought. And one of the things that people don't realize is that regret is amazing. So you're going to remember me as the guy that hates Christmas and loves regret. Because regret is the most amazing tool. Because if something stings that hard that you can barely even think about it, maybe it's something that you should look into. Because you regretted not going and talking to that famous person. Because you regretted not getting on that speech and making yourself different that day, making yourself powerful. But the only reason why I want you to go away and not tell anybody is because you don't realize how influenced you are by your family, by your friends. Are you doing something that will make your parents happy? Or are you doing something that's going to make you happy? And when you really look into it for 2 days and look into, well, maybe I don't want to be a math teacher. Maybe I just want to help people. Maybe I don't want to be a nurse because at the end of a 60-hour week, that person comes in and you're like, God, I'm counting on the hours right now and there's a sick person in there. How fair is it to that? How fair is it to them? Maybe you just wanted to make a difference. I'll tell you this, a lot of people want to be teachers and a lot of people want to work with students. You know why? Because it's easy to make a difference with someone who's 7 years old. It's easy to make a difference with someone who doesn't know because you get to sit there and help them. How about you make yourself so amazing, which we can all do. You make yourself so amazing in your field, in your love, in your life, that you can influence a 30-year-old. That you can influence a 40-year-old that's been going to work every day for 20 years to support his family. And now he wants to walk away from his job and go do something he actually likes. And you're 25. We all have time on our side. So what's the second thing you need to do? Somebody in this world has already done what you want to do. They've already done it. I guarantee it. You could want to be a League of Legends streamer and play games your whole life. You know there's people that make $1 million a year streaming and talking about it. There's people that make $1 million a year. They'll play Pokemon on their phone and put it on YouTube. There's people that make millions of dollars a year and they're the world tree expert because that's what they want to do. And because they committed to it for 2 to 5 years. There's somebody in this world that's already doing what you want to do. And it's possible, you just have to believe it. And then you have to block out the noise, because everyone's going to tell you, especially people that have already given up on their dreams, that you can't. And what's the third thing you need to do? You need to act. You need to make a decision. You have to decide. You've heard this. You've heard Will Smith say this if you've listened to his videos. He goes, I just decided. It's that easy. And the world gets out of your way. You can't decide to go sit on a couch, but you decide and you declare. When I called my brother, I went to Germany. I called my brother, I called my family, and I said, I'm not going to talk to you for about the next month. Because I'm not coming home. I'm not. I declared it. And once you decide, things change. You have to. I sent out 6,000 emails from an Airbnb in a basement dribbling a soccer ball for 14 days because I said, I'm not going home. And the 10 other people that went over there on that tour with me, they all went home and they decided to passively accept life going and playing rec league basketball. And I sent 6,000 emails because after 100 emails, I got 3 responses. One of them said, hey, you're pretty good, but we're full. The second one said, you're pretty good, maybe we'll look at you next year. And then the third one said, hey, can you contact me with your agent? I didn't have one. I was trying to do it by myself. And I realized, I said, I can send out 6,000 emails. And that's maybe 30, 40, 50 responses. Someone's going to want me, and someone did. And after 14 days, almost out of money, I got a chance. I airballed my first 3 shots. I hadn't shot a basketball in 14 days. I was embarrassed. Had a decent second half and made the team. And I got to do what I wanted to do because I wasn't willing to give up. I got in the roller coaster. I pulled down the harness. It locked into place. And I said, I'm not getting off until I'm where I want to be. And then you get creative. You get so creative. So here's the question. What do I want you to do? What are you going to do? This has been an amazing day. It's World Speech Day. There's so much passion and love and fire and relationships and knowledge being passed around. What are you going to do with it? And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the answer. Nothing. You're beat off with more videos. You're like, I want to watch 5 more videos because it's just not the right time. I'm going to go read more books because it's just not the right time. It's never going to be the right time. It's your mom's birthday next week. It's never the right time to leave her because she's going to be sad that you're not there. It's never the right time. But you have to do it. For people that are in the fight, we kind of like it that you are passive and accept your life. Because it makes it easier for us. But there should never have to be another speech that is given unless there's something new like Bitcoin or something like that comes out. There should never have to be another speech that is given because it is already all out there for you to learn. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. After all these wonderful speeches on World Speech Day, there shouldn't be a mic drop. It should be a stage drop.
Thank you again to all of our wonderful participants and our beautiful audience members for being here today to celebrate World Speech Day with